for being late. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I would just like to talk about strategy vis-a-vis China and Taiwan. I'm sure you've gotten a lot of questions on this. I'm trying, as the co-chair of the bipartisan Taiwan Caucus, to understand what our approach is, given that we talk about the Chinese threat, right, to Taiwan. We talk about that we're in a period of vulnerability, right? We want to make sure to be particularly watchful about what's going on in Chinese military intentions. But at the same time, we're calling into question the commitments by allies and partners who we would need, I think, in any Taiwan contingency scenario, right? I think even the Trump administration's interim national defense strategy talks about the importance of allies and partners. And I've seen public reports from CSIS and others that say that actually if there was a war with China over Taiwan, if they tried to take over Taiwan, we could not manage that situation to satisfaction if allies and partners weren't with us in that fight. We're so far away, the tyranny of geography, what we always talk about. And I'm just concerned that our approach to allies and partners is threatening the very thing that I think we believe in a bipartisan basis on this committee, that we need to have a muscular deterrent approach. So can you tell me about the value of allies and partners to whatever you need to do in that region, understanding we're in an unclassified space, and the dependence we have on other nations hosting our forces, allowing operations from their land. Can you walk me through it, please?
Senator, good morning. Allies and partners have an outsized effect. It is the strategic center of gravity of the United States of America. And by having access, basing, and overflight with our allied partners, we have the ability to achieve the principles of expanded maneuver. And that is to have multiple attack vectors across multiple domains, where our adversary would potentially just be focused on one point. There'd be threats coming from multiple points. It confers legitimacy on the force. It confers greater access, basing, overflight, freedom of movement of the force. And then to the extent that allies and partners are participating in the operation, it enhances your fires capability as well. So all across those fronts, allies and partners are critical. You do pay me to build a plan that does not fall on the loss of a partner. But the bill comes in the form of people, capability, money, and time. The more partners and allies that we have, the less it will be the bill across those four domains.
So I guess my confusion comes with my view, again, my view as a senator here, that this administration is implementing a strategy of cozying up to our adversaries and kicking our allies in the teeth. And I say that as someone who's a border state and lives right next to Canada. You know, we can go to a concert in Canada. I mean, the idea that we need partners to make deterring China affordable and approachable, but that we're going to attack our allies, put significant tariffs on again, off again on these allies. We're going to humiliate them in public, speak badly and speak ill of them, including countries we share intelligence with, is, to me, the most astrategic thing I have seen in a national security approach to China. So for all someone claims they care about deterring a military threat from China, if your approach is, and thank you for your incredibly articulate description of how our allies and partners are the center of gravity, your words, I believe it to my core. I cannot for the life of me say with a straight face that for all the huff and puff this administration puts on about China, that they actually give a crap about deterring them, because then you wouldn't be alienating all the allies and partners who live around China. And I'm watching the Chinese put in a base in Cambodia. right? Sounds like a terrible vulnerability for us that other allies and partners are cozying up to China. So I deeply appreciate the work that you do. We depend on you. We need you all to do your work well. But for the life of me, I think whatever bravado this administration has about China, the play is actually being undermined every day by the way that they kick our allies in the teeth. I yield back.